Welcome to Just a Tip with Jake and Timmy. What's going on, everyone? Jake here with Uncommon EDC.
Tim from Tim Schoolfish.
And today we're joined by my good friend Eddie over at OEG EDC, maker of all things EDC. How's it going?
Good, gentlemen. Thank you for having me. How you boys doing?
Yeah,
Doing good. Appreciate you coming on.
No, appreciate you boys having me. You and I talked about this after last year's Blade show, I think, or 2023.
Yeah, so we didn't have the show back then, but even back then we were thinking about doing something like this.
So
it's been a long time coming for sure.
Everything happens for a reason, they say, so I'm glad to be here.
Exactly. What's up to everyone in the chat?
Cheers. It's 9 o'clock here.
Cheers. Yes, drinking coffee because it's only 6 o'clock here in California.
I mean, I wouldn't judge you.
That's true. Some of the regulars. Marco's here. Jeff Jackson's here. Joseph S. What's up, fellas? All-American Maker. I don't see any of the moderators yet, but I'm sure they'll be rolling in. Jesse McJames is here. Very Good Knife Company. What's up, brother? Armageddon Outdoors. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
I see All-American Maker in the chat. I think you met him at 2023 Blade Show.
Yeah. So, yep. He's probably about 3 or 4 hours north in upstate New York. Not too far away at all. Or is he about like?
Oh, you hit mute on your mic when you moved it.
You're muted. On your phone.
There's a mute symbol, so it might be on your computer too. Oh,
there it is.
Yeah, you're back.
I didn't even touch the. Okay, my hands are here and they'll remain floating the entire thing.
Perfect.
Right.
Yeah, I said Jamestown, New York.
Jamestown, New York. Okay, yeah. Super rad fella, and he has a brick and mortar now, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, and he's getting back started on YouTube, so excited to see that.
Let's go.
For those that don't know, you fit perfectly into what he covers on YouTube, all American made. So you make everything either yourself or with the shop in Spokane, right?
Yeah, basically. So all my titanium products are made by Chris Barclay. So he's literally in the same building, like it's a big industrial building. Casey Lynch is here, and then Barclay's down here. So Casey's the one that introduced me to Barclay. So Chris does all my titanium goods, and I machine on a CNC router my knife handles on a G10. I do my grinds on my blades. I do my Cerakote finishing for the most part. My wife does a lot of my anodize. So I try to be a jack of all trades, master of a few.
Yeah, and that's actually how you got into just kind of the EDC game in general, right? Through anodization, Cerakoting.
Yeah. I left. I tattooed for like 8 years. Decided I need a big boy's job with health insurance and a 401k. Got a job metal finishing, and then I started doing Cerakote there. And then I was doing stuff for Casey, Gondek, August Originals, Tom at Notorious. So I was doing like all these little tie trinkets with Cerakote. And I'm like, what is this stuff? And I'm like, all right, it's cool. And then like I started talking to Tom and Casey. I'm like, these dudes are so cool. Like, what is this? And then, as we all know, you just jump down that EDC rabbit hole. And it hasn't been the same. It hasn't been the same ever since. And then one day I told Casey I had an idea with the Keystone. I was like, Casey, I'm like, I think I'm gonna get a little bottle opener kind of thing out of Todd. He's like, go for it. I'm like, the rest is history.
Yeah. And that's shaped after the state of Pennsylvania, right?
Keystone. It's a Keystone State because of where it sits in the original 13 colonies. It's dead center of everything. So, little known Pennsylvania fact.
Super cool. And after that, you got into knives. How long was it before you were making fixed blades?
Let's see. I started. OEG became official in June of 21. And then I think a year later, I had my first fixed blade.
Nice. And so that was the Marion?
First one was Marion. First was the Marion. And we did the Marion. I did the Marion and the Linden Mini Cleaver, I think, in the first runs.
Right.
I'm pretty sure because, that was it. Yeah, because the Pike came later.
Are you still doing runs of the Linden?
Very rarely. Is that when Tim disappears because of the internet?
I'm guessing. I'm not sure. Usually he'll freeze when he disappears. So.
I just watched it there. I'm like, whoa. But yeah, as I was saying, every now and then, I will have a very few left. And I'm kind of trying to sit on what I have right now because I kind of want to make a more of a kitchen utility knife kind of run. Like, so I'm trying to like hold on to a little bit I have because I kind of want to pivot in another direction, you know, with kitchen knives at one point.
Right. I know EDCologist is big on that cleaver for a camp kitchen knife.
Oh, dude, Chris is always sending me pictures. He's always cutting something with it. I love it.
Yeah, same. He'll like text me like, check out this steak I'm making with this cleaver or cutting with this cleaver.
I mean, I have a magnetic knife rack in the kitchen, and that's my wife has a cleaver, the one I made her custom, and we use it for chives, green onions, constantly. Like, I love that little thing.
Yeah. So with the new design you're looking to make, is it going to be really like traditional kitchen knife, or is it going to be a blendable?
Well, basically, I'm working. I kind of want to do like pivot into like a kitchen, add a kitchen line, just because I love to cook so much, and my wife, my wife love to cook so much. So I'm working on just a full-on like chef knife is what I'm working on.
Okay.
Hey,
he's back.
He's back. We missed you.
I told you.
You didn't miss much.
2 or 3 times. Okay. What are we on about? What are we talking about?
We're just talking about
AT&T kitchen knives.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to try to start making a few kitchen knives because just like anything else, everything I make is because I want one first, and then I'm lucky that other people think it's cool, and it becomes a
yeah.
So
am I frozen again?
No, you're
good.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about like guys like you and Sean over at August Originals is like the weird stuff that comes out. Like, how did the oyster knife come about?
Again, I
saw that. That's cool.
I love oysters, and so does my wife. And it came to anything else. I had a crappy shucker, and there's a scar right here. The hinge popped. I lost it, and I jabbed it about a 1/4 inch into my hand. Just full-on forced trauma. And it was like one of those ones where I looked at it and I'm like, do I leave it in, pull it out, leave it in, pull it out, pull it out, and I'm like, it's still hurt. Like to this day, it still hurts. It was over a year ago. So basically, out of necessity, I was like, now I need my own, and I made it.
There you go. I did the same thing with the bug out, or not a bug out, a Benchmade 940 Osborne, like a 1/4 inch into my hand, and then I ended up gluing it and putting those like butterfly closures. But it took probably a good 1.5 or 2 before I had full like mobility, and even still, it's not as strong as my other hand.
Yeah, it's more like I hit meat in the inside. The meat hurt. There's like something inside hurts.
Right.
Did you use a butterfly closure because it was a Benchmade injury? Is that
no? It just it stopped bleeding.
Yep.
No, it stopped bleeding, and it was just wide open gap. Yeah, I couldn't get it to close, and so I had to hold something.
That's a bad place for an injury too, right there in that little fleshy part of your hand.
It's
a long ass time ago. I used to work in a vet's office, in a veterinary office. I'm going to go off track a little bit. And somebody brought in a damn cat and wanted the cat bathed. And so we had this elevated tub, and we had these 2 harnesses basically that were attached to the wall that we would clip to the animals so they wouldn't run off. As soon as I hit this cat with water, that damn thing ran up the wall like on the little shampoo racks, and then took its freaking teeth and just clamped in right there and would not let go. And the vet had to come in and pry that damn cat's jaws open to get it to let my hand go. That shit was the worst thing ever. Freaking cats.
Yeah, something about like rubbing
yeah, man.
Let's get
so uncomfortable.
I call it the one time I had it was a Marion blade, and I had the bevels done, and it was before a show. It was like the day or 2 before, and the standoff hole, 1/4 inch with 1/4 inch standoff, so I just had to ream it a little bit, and it's hardened steel, and you should always use a reamer and proper equipment. But I was like, I'll just put it on the drill press real quick with the 1/4 inch drill bit. I just got to clean it a little bit. And as soon as I did that, it caught in helicopter, and I did the same thing, just whoop. I was like, we got to hold it, and my wife was watching, and she was in the garage with me. I'm like, we're going to go inside. We're going to look at my hand and decide if we're going to go to the hospital or we're going to glue it. It was a glue. It was a glue, and I made it in time for the show. But yeah, we all do this.
Yeah, that's rough.
How does that happen, Armageddon? How the hell do you stick a blade into your thigh? Like you cutting downward or something? Like
no, I helicoptered in my hand.
Oh no, he's responding to Kevin in the chat.
Talking about the Kevin said he stuck a 2.5-inch blade all the way into his thigh, and I'm trying to think how that would happen unless you're like trying to cut something while you're holding it over your leg. I don't know.
Yeah, I think my buddy Chris, a different Chris than the one we were talking about earlier, but he was cutting some cap like litter, those hard plastics, and put one of the NAF lenders into his leg. So it can definitely happen.
Yeah, I thought a little cut
so
on
shark
the
will go through a box.
So
shark will go through the box in your leg.
So Eddie, how long have you been doing EDC gear and knives? When did you get started? And you started with the gear first, right? And then the knives came later?
Yeah, I started with the gear first. Like I said, it was in early, probably beginning of 2021, I actually started talking to the guys, kind of going down the rabbit hole. I always kind of carried the knife on me, but it was always just like a throwaway Gerber or something. Nothing against Gerber. It was always like just a cheaper Walmart knife or, Dick's Sporting Goods knife on you just for that occasion, or with like, I had a Jeep Cherokee back then, so it would just be in my Cherokee, drink holder or like cubby hole in the center, and that's where it would live for, till it was needed to the next taps. And then after that, like I said, I met the boys, and that's when the whole kind of like EDC thing happened. And I was already working at a company that specialized in anodizing titanium, so like I knew titanium, so I knew what could be done with it, and that's kind of how it kind of all started with the whole. Well, I'm gonna make titanium gear first, but the whole time I'm like, I do want to make a knife because I'm like, I don't know, I'm just the kind of person that like my hands are always moving. I'm playing with stuff right now. Like I just like to do stuff with my hands. So I think that's what happened. And it was like almost the perfect mix of every career I've ever done. It kind of felt like tattooing with the customer service. I knew how to do metal finishing, so it kind of felt like that. I've always worked on motorcycles, welded, like my coffee table, I made it here. Like I made a kitchen table for me and my wife before. So like this kind of world just seemed to make sense. I'm like, oh, this is what this is all been leading up to almost. And then leaves me here on a Tuesday night with you boys watching the lightning out the window. Like I'm not complaining one bit.
Nice. So is it a full-time gig now, or are you still working another job?
Full-time. I'm full-time. I worked for my wife and my mother-in-law at their metal finishing company. I think they fired me last November.
They fired you?
Yeah, they fired me. They saw how well the OEG was doing, and they're like, "Hey, like, we're gonna let you go." It was like the best firing. Like, you're doing good. We want you to pursue this. And then like I was still like a contractor there, so I was like a hired gun for a little bit. Where like if they needed a job, I'd go in and help out, and then do that. But yeah, so I was fired by my wife and my mother-in-law. So not many people can say that and say it with a smile on their face. So I'm not
right. Usually a sour spot. I guess a lot of people probably get fired by their in-laws, but
but usually it's
not a good thing.
It's for stealing or meth.
Exactly. What about the one-eyed ghost? How did that come about?
I wanted a 3-letter company because I was getting into it. I was seeing that there's a lot of popularity with 3 letters, and just from design when I was tattooing, whenever you put like flowers in a piece, it would always be 3. The eye just likes odd numbers. Right. Even though it's OEG EDC, it turns into 6, but the odd grouping of 3, it's just more pleasing to the eye, and naturally you're drawn to it. So it just came from the tables in the back room where I do all my Cerakote and paint. I'd always cover them with cardboard, not this group table, so it'd be cardboard on top, and I'd change it out every couple of weeks. Right. I'd always draw on it, so it basically became like me doing little doodles of ideas, and like the little cross-out eye ghost looking like a bag thing happened, and kind of English on this place, OEG, and then here we are.
Nice.
So
I'm going to ask a question. Go ahead. You go first.
No, I was going to say, what was your very first design? What was the very first thing that you released?
Oh, it'd be like Makisa. So it was the bottle opener.
Yeah. Okay.
So this was the very first one. So, and the first batch was horrible just because the chamfers were super off and I didn't know what I was doing. But I loved the first batch because they were made, designed, and finished within 5 miles of themselves. Because my first manufacturer was in Pennsylvania, right down the street from the metal finishing. So I don't like them because they weren't the best, because I was not proficient in Fusion 360 at all. But I liked them because they were literally made in this small little bubble. And so I was really stoked on those.
Yeah, that's awesome.
When you got into knives, what was that learning curve like? Because you're doing the finishing of like the steel and the CNC and that stuff in house now, right?
Finishing. I mean, CNC. I'm just CNCing the handles, and I'm doing the finishing of the steel. Yes.
Yeah.
Huge learning curve because I always tell people where it's like learning how to grind knives is not easy. Even though I use a jig and people always put jig grinding down, you know, we're still all just doing stock when we're still just doing what we love and having fun. But it was hard because like right when I blew through so many blanks and just wasted so much learning. And then like I got to the point where I was like, oh, I'm like, these doubles are great, these plunges look good. I'm like, I did it. And I was like, shit, I don't know how to make a sheath. So then all the sheaths were super loose. And I was like, oh my God. And then like I got the sheath done. I'm like, oh, the sheath is awesome. I'm like, I've never sharpened a knife. That's never how to make a sheath. So then I'm like, shit, I gotta learn how to sharpen a knife. So there's a box full of a lot of fails in my shop, but I'm not getting rid of it because I know where I come from and I can keep that as a reminder.
Right. You just moved into a new shop, right? Do you have more capabilities now than you had in your previous shop, or just a little bit more real estate?
I have more room to buy more stuff, which is a great opportunity. No, I have room down the road. So there's 3-phase where I'm at now, so I could potentially have my own CNC mill one day. So that would definitely be the goal. I'd love to be able to make a little bit, not take anything away from my machinist, because I love my machinist and the relationship we have where I can text him. His wife is having their 3rd child any minute. My phone's right here, so I can see the text let me know when the child is born. His number 3. Good luck to them. But I want to be able to just do a little bit more things, just to maybe make one of my handles for a knife out of titanium, and I can do it in house. And I don't know, I'm the weirdo where I always want to be learning and I always want to be doing something.
Right. I'm gonna pull up. Sorry, made myself disappear. Your most recent design here. Jesse was asking to show a knife, so.
What's that one called, Jake?
This is the Windsor.
Correct.
In a green anodized aluminum.
Titanium.
Or not aluminum, titanium, I'm sorry. Green anodized titanium. Really cool. I got this one at Blade Show 2024. I went in planning on buying that orange bladed Cerakote one.
Yes.
But the green just kind of matched the channel perfectly. And then and Amanda both ended up buying the same one. So we got a nice matching pair.
You guys are knife brother and sister. So that was fun about me doing like different finishes. But like I was doing like pairs. Like there was 2 of the wood grain, there's 2 of the orange, 2 of this. So like I'm planning on doing like the same thing for Maker Syndicate. So like you're gonna have a twin somewhere out there from like buying a show.
Right. Which is a super cool thing, especially like if you're going to shows and stuff with a buddy, like because I always go to Blade Show with EDCologist, and so it's cool to be able to get like matching.
I mean, and then I saw you were in line every morning. You were a pleasant face to see every morning at Blade Show walking in.
Yeah. You were trying to get the line early, even if
you were. I loved it. I came over to make sure you said hi, everyone. I'm like, this is what I want to see.
Yeah. I try and get in line early, even if I'm not going for something, and it worked out. Like I think on Sunday you ended up getting one too, because the early line had the curators, which was just an unexpected thing. Had no plans on getting them. Not going to pay the secondary prices for these, and
it was my first JRW accomplice, curator, and the bead.
Yeah, you got the whole set, right?
God, it was my first time. I mean, was that Sunday or Saturday?
That was on Sunday.
That Sunday? It was all a blur, to be honest. But yeah, I remember Chris came over. He's like, "There's stuff," and I'm like, "Let's go!" And I asked him to come with me because I wanted a buddy. I don't know why. Like, Cody did some design work for me that should be coming out in the fall, and I've met Jamie a few times, so I knew the people. I'm like, "Just come with me, buddy. It's my first time."
Right. Yeah. I got in line on Sunday, probably about an hour early. I was probably the 20th person in line. It might have been a little bit more than an hour, but because I ended up in line so early, I'm like, I'm just gonna go try and get a first come first serve.
Oh, I got the tour T-shirt too that Jamie made. I love.
Oh yeah, I got that too.
Yeah, I got that too. I gave the hanger away though. Did you keep the hanger?
I kept the hanger, which was hard to get into my. Yeah.
I would have sent it to you next time. Just cooking it. You know, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, you did. You sent me a knife.
Yeah, so next time I'll send you a hanger too. Let me know.
I had gotten that one on Saturday, so I had pre-packed it, but the hanger was like as exciting as a shirt, but it doesn't fit over my closet rod. So I have it like on display, just hung on the wall.
I forget, someone saw it. I'm like, is that a JRW hanger? I'm like, yeah. They're like, that's awesome. I'm like, do you want it? Like, seriously? Like,
wait, you guys are talking about like a clothes hanger? Like a hanger?
Yeah, he made it. You want here? Jake has it. Yeah, Jamie's a little bit extra in the best way, where he made a custom hanger that matches his gear with the 4 holes in it.
Come on.
Oh, that's right. It's an accomplice. It was like an accomplice on the top.
Yeah, so he has a Nuck called the Accomplice that has 4 holes on the bottom and then an opening. And so this matches the Nuck. But all the shirts that he was selling came on this hanger.
That's pretty cool.
That little bit extra.
Yeah, exactly.
That is extra for sure. Yeah, no doubt. So you said before you went down the EDC rabbit hole, you were kind of like a Gerber and the cup holder type of guy. What's your typical daily carry look like now?
I hate to say it, but it's just my folder, and that's usually about it.
Pretty minimal.
I'm super minimalistic. I have one of my Good Luck pry bars, but the lighter version on my keychain, so I always have a pry bar on me, and I always have my pocket knife, my folder. Other than that, I work around knives all day, and I have the capability to make a lot of stuff in my shop. Yeah. Before my shop was my shop, it was in my garage here, so I don't tend to carry much. On a date night, I'll spice it up, and I'll throw like a keystone in there, and maybe like a slip joint on a date night. But like daily, it's just my workhorse folder and my keys with that pry, and keep it high and tight.
I got you. I'm pretty much the same way. I'm kind of a minimalist. So you mentioned a slip joint. I know you've got the folder. I know you've got some fixed blades. What about slip joints? You ever going to try your hand at that?
I've been.
Okay.
So this is my prototype I've been working on. So it's just 3D printed. So
yeah,
this isn't fully obviously like that, because I'm just working on getting the spring and everything right. So hopefully I'll have my first slip joint soon. It's a little bit on the bigger side, just to get a little bit more around good 4-finger on it. So hopefully I can start prototyping one of these early next year. Would be great. And then like have a different, like do like a Warney blade shape on it then too. So, so yeah, that's good. I want to start a thumb stud soon. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do liner lock or frame lock yet. I'm gonna kind of see what other people feel, but I know not everyone loves a flipper as much as I do. And since the first was a flipper, I want to go to a thumb stud next after the slip joint. Okay.
Right. And timeline on those, is it going to be most likely slip joint first?
Oh, I don't know. I could have 3 new knives tomorrow, and all these will be thrown out the window, if we're going to be honest, if I know how I work. I'm the worst. Horrible ADHD. I get an idea, I'm wrong with it. I actually don't think I'm allowed to make any new products for the rest of the year. No, I got one more new product. I have a new fixed blade, hopefully by the end of the year. But my wife will literally okay, we're done for you. Let's focus on what you have. And I'm like, all right. She definitely helps me reel in the ADHD. And she's like, let's focus on one thing and stop getting ahead of yourself. So I'm like, okay.
So what's the fixed blade you're working on? Is that the one you showed us before the show?
Yeah, the fixed. So I'm planning on retiring the Marion that Jake has. It was my first ever knife design. That's the that's the first variation of it. So I went to I had a second run of that. And I'm kind of not the happiest with that knife. I'm happy with it because it's my first fixed blade, but I've definitely learned a lot and just learned other ways to make a knife easier for me to make, easier for the customer to carry. And just so I have a new model, 3D print right here. So we're just under 7 inches on this. Basically combine kind of 2 of my designs. I want to run mainly tie and brass handles on this with G10 options. Shadow box handles, so I think I'll be able to sell sell sets of handles then. So if you buy a tie one, I could then set G10, so it would be interchangeable handles. Because all my other fixed blades, I'm machining the G10 handles myself, and then I'm profiling them all. So no 2 handles will fit the same knife. Even though the machine is the same, I'm still profiling them all on my grinder. So with this, it's going to eliminate me profiling the entire knife, so the tang is always all exposed. and then the handle will be interchangeable then, which I think would make a lot of people happy, because it seems like a lot of people in the community want to tinker with their things. They want to pull the handles off. They want to put the skip bearings here because they all fit. You know what I mean? They want to anodize this back spacer themselves because they got some 9-volt batteries and they saw a YouTube video. It's a very DIY kind of hands-on community. So trying to help out with them scratching that itch and taking stuff apart and having fun.
Right. Yeah, and I've definitely been getting there too. More so trying to, okay, what knives in my collection can I customize so I don't buy a new knife?
Yeah.
I mean, you should definitely buy new knives.
Yeah, that too. I'm running out of space though.
Me too.
Yeah, of course.
So what's the timeline look like on the fixed blade? Do you have a timeline on that yet?
The blanks for my blanks are being cut now. Okay. So they'll probably be a heat treat next week or so, and I'll probably have them in 2 weeks ish, depending on how well heat treat goes. I won't have them for Maker Syndicate in September. I'm hoping to have them for the Nashville show. That would be ideal.
So Maker Syndicate's the next show?
Yeah, we have Maker Syndicate September 15th. That's next.
Are you doing Blade West as well?
Not doing Blade West because that's in October.
Right.
Correct? Yeah. So I got Maker Syndicate in September, which I'm really stoked about. That's the second year for that show. I think they doubled it from last year. And there's room. I know Winch Northwest is going to be there, but there's rumors Casey will be there. So if anyone's hearing this and there's a Lynch fan, go bug Casey and Thomas at Lynch to make sure Casey is there in September. I was lucky enough to meet him once. Him and some of his crew flew out here, and I taught them how to do Cerakote. And we got to meet him in person, so I know what he looks like. And I'm hoping he comes out in September so I can go see him in Indy.
Very nice. Very nice.
So I noticed that most of your fixed blades you're running Magna Cut steel. Is there any other stuff that you haven't worked with that you would like to work with as far as steel or handle materials?
I wouldn't mind doing some kind of like Damascus kind of stuff one day. I just never worked with it before, so I'm kind of scared to spend that much money, for a little piece of steel and then booger it all up. So it was like, I'm used to Magna Cut because I basically do Magna Cut for everything. I did a small AEBL and a small CPM 154 run in the beginning.
Yeah.
And we all know everyone loves that Magna Cut, even though some people don't love it right now. For the most part, like the industry standard is Magna Cut right now. So until that changes, I've gotten so used to it. It was definitely tough to grind in the beginning, but I'm definitely gotten it's second nature to me now. So I have no issues with it. So I'm just going to keep running it till the wheels fall off.
Yeah, I hear you.
There you go. Doesn't seem like it's going anywhere anytime soon.
No, until Crucible makes the next thing, it's going to be on for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know when we talked to Max, he had mentioned you guys were close, helped out with each other with like different design stuff, with the price stuff early on. How did you get connected with them?
We were doing Cerakote for Max.
Okay.
But in the beginning, Max, there was a thing that like Max wasn't really releasing. He was doing his finishing, nothing against it. It was kind of like one of those things where we were just keeping it close to his chest. Like we weren't advertising it really.
Right.
So I was doing his Cerakote, and then he had a contest for a Hank design, and I won the contest. So I designed one of his Hanks around Christmas time. So I entered the contest and I won, and he messaged me, and if you know Max, he's 110% full throttle at all times.
Right.
He's like, oh, I love this design. He's like, congrats, you won. I'm like, I don't know if I can win. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I worked for you. He's like, you work for me? I'm like, hey, I'm Eddie. I'm your Cerakoter. He's like, no. I'm like, yeah. So I still won. He made the Hank, and then SuperStok got to meet him and Lauren at Blade Show. Like I said, he is a. You met him. Yeah, you were with him, right?
Yeah.
Absolute cartoon character. He has so much energy and such a good. I don't know how he does it, and I'm sure he said he was going to watch. I was literally texting him earlier. Someone in that house owes me banana bread, so I'm just going to figure out. I'm waiting for my banana bread.
Yeah, I know I sent Lauren over to your booth on Sunday because you had these beads that you forgot to put out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And she got,
yeah, and you only had 3 of them. And so I said, go over there. He doesn't have them on the table. Just ask, And so I sent her over there. But
wait, you're saying I forgot to put something on the table at a show? That doesn't sound like me at all.
Yeah. I found this one under the table. I said, hey.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah, that's how I ended up with this one. I found it under the table. I said, "Hey, why aren't these out?"
Oh, it was in the bag. It was not loose though. It was just in the bag.
No,
right?
no,
Like,
yeah, it was in a bag.
I was like, loose sounds like me even worse. They're just loose products on the ground. Like, hey, buddy, you got some time on the floor.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Yeah, I know me too well.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So, have you done any tattoos since you got out of the tattoo industry? And I'm sure other people have asked, will you do like a one-eyed ghost if I go to a show?
I haven't done any EDC related. I've tattooed a few times since I've been out of the game. I've screwed up multiple times with I.O. Raven the Pirate and the Germans and Taylor and Ricky. I owe them all tattoos. So I'm making this decree that next year I'm going to try to go early. I'm not sure if we're going to meet up at Taylor's or do somewhere outside Atlanta beforehand, but I'm going to try to tattoo the Germans and all that crew that I've screwed up and messed up. And they didn't have my supplies or forgot something. So there will be tattoos going down. Not my logo. I'm going to do like a little flash thing. So like, it's kind of like the homie thing. The problem is I can't tattoo while I'm at the show because you've seen the show.
Right. You don't want to get kicked
rules.
out of the show, yeah?
I'm not gonna get kicked out. There's health department rules in different states and cities. Everything's good. Like, I could get a serious fine, go to jail. Hey, I'm just tired after the show, so I don't want to go tattoo all night after the show.
Right.
But I am planning to do something special for all of them. And would I do some ghost tattoos? Absolutely. I just have to find the time, the place, and a way to do it. So never say no. One of those kind of things.
Yeah, I went to a knife meetup. We were talking before the show over the weekend, and Inky EDC was there, and one of the guys had the Inky skull tattooed on his leg.
I saw that in a story. Someone had that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I love that idea. Like we were talking before that, I want to try to find a brewery somewhere around here to do the same thing. I just don't know how. I mean, I know there's a decent PA crew.
Right.
I just don't know how many of them will come out. How many of them they all like knives will come out. It doesn't matter about the beer. But yeah, I want to try to do like that get up thing. Like that get together looked really awesome, and I was very jealous.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the brewery because we've done some other meetups at just like normal chain restaurants, and it's always like the knives are hush hush passing around the table. And at the brewery, they let us take over half the bar, and we had knives spread all the way across the tables, like hundreds of knives just spread out on the table, and they had no problem with it whatsoever. So really impressive.
I just can't be like Applebee's, like, hey, sir, how's your maple butter blondie? And could you please put your knives away?
Exactly.
Was the Bourbon Street steak to your liking? And is that an OTF? Yes, it is. Thank you.
Yeah, we did.
You sound like you worked at Applebee's in the past, or either.
Yes, of course I did.
So, I think everybody worked at fucking.
I don't like to brag, but I was Employee of the Month in January of 2006. I don't like to, you know what I mean? Like
the plaque's not hanging up in your new shop.
Yeah. No, my name tag is in my garage and here on my toolbox. It's like one of the 99 ones. I still have the name tag. And then before that, I worked at Chi-Chi's, if anyone remembers Chi-Chi's.
I don't. It might have been
I do vaguely remember. We used to have one, but I don't think we have it anymore.
It was a Mexican restaurant chain that went it went belly up because there was a green onion that had like some bacteria on the green onions, and a lot of people got sick in the belly. The company just went belly up.
Oh dang!
And then Vince McMahon bought them, and then it just went bankrupt.
That's funny.
We had a Mexican restaurant here in my small town, so I live kind of in a suburb of Pensacola, Florida. Pensacola's not the biggest town, but it's like a medium-sized.
Home of the Blue Angels. Home of the Blue Angels. Get out of here! It's big enough. Yeah. It's great. My buddy's mom has a dog rescue down there. I love Pensacola.
Yeah, so people know Pensacola. I live right outside, across the river in the suburbs. We had a little Mexican restaurant here that recently got closed down because they were laundering money for a drug cartel.
Isn't everyone right now?
I mean, in this little small redneck town, and this Mexican restaurant's been there forever, and the shit was big news. Like,
while we're talking
money through there.
While we're talking about drugs, so when I worked at Chi-Chi's, it was like fresh homemade salsa every day, right? So it'd be like buckets of salsa, and like at the beverage station, it'd just be in like the sink full tub of ice. It'd be like the regular and the hot salsa. and then we fried our own tortilla chips. So like you'd be in the back dropping baskets full of tortilla chips, and then we had a chip warmer. So that's where we go, put them in the basket, grab the 2 ramekins of salsa, take it to the table. I went through like chips and salsa withdrawal for like 6 months when that place closed, because like literally I was just housing chips and salsa every shift, like taking out food, like food running while still chewing, like wiping this off and making your enchiladas. So
they were lacing the salsa.
Oh, I just miss those days, man. No, I was just a poor kid eating free salsa and chips.
That's funny. So you have Maker Syndicate coming up in September. Is that the last show of the year then?
Oh no! After that, I got the Lehigh Valley Knife Show, which is like a local show. It's about 40 minutes outside of Easton, home of Crayola Cranes. So we got that show, and then I got Nashville Custom Knife Show in November.
Oh, that's right. It's a big one.
They got Nashville. Yeah, I got Nashville. So I got 3 more shows to go, and I think I'm done till Blade 25.
Nice.
In Atlanta, which I'm okay with, so I can stay in the shop and focus a little bit more on drops and customer and like that stuff. So like I can have my cake and I eat it too and just relax and like head down, not have deadlines, not worry about like I need to get these 10 folders for this show, just make stuff in a normal speed.
Nice.
Fred, let's go. Lehigh Show is a great show to go to. It's kind of like mom and pop flea market-y feel with amazing custom makers at the same time, where like you can haggle this dude for a Swiss Army knife and the table right next to him is these crazy handmade slip joints. So like I love that show, and if you're anywhere close, definitely come by. And all I care about is food right now. I think I'm at 95 days since I've had my last cigarette. So I've replaced cigarettes with food, and all I think about is food right now. But the best breakfast sandwich is at the Lehigh Valley Show. It's at like a gymnasium rec center, and they have a little like kitchen there, and they make the best breakfast sandwiches. So Fred, do it.
Nice. Yeah, we have a somewhat local show like that where we have CCKS, which is kind of getting bigger. It's super expensive. I think the tables are more expensive than the small room at Blade Show, which is crazy.
Really?
It's a much smaller show. But then we have Cal Knives in Brea, and it's probably only 40 tables or so.
That's the Carpets,
right? No, that's La Brea.
Oh. La Brea. I thought it was like, look at me, the East Coast kid.
Yeah. La Brea is a place in LA, but no, the city of Brea, and they have about 40 booths, and it's all these small custom makers, small tables, like 6 feet wide or so, and you go through, and they're just like the nicest customs. Like Armor has a table there. ProTech's the only production company. Everyone's custom besides ProTech, and ProTech's only there because they're super local.
Fred's buying me breakfast, so there you go. Fred the lug owes me breakfast.
He's gonna buy you breakfast.
I don't even need to bring anything. I already won. My show's complete.
Not even gonna get a table anymore. Just go for breakfast and head out.
Correct. No, it's literally it's honestly it's kind of like your get together at the brewery, but like at a little local show. Like everyone knows each other there, and it's just like a really fun little show. And it's kind of been I wasn't able to work it last time, which was April. Yeah, April. But I went to go check it out, and like it's every show keeps growing and growing. So. Really looking forward to that show.
Yeah,
and Maker Syndicate, obviously, too. But the show that's 30 minutes away is really easy to get to.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Maker Syndicate is growing very fast, too. I've heard so much more about it than before.
It looks like it's doubled, and I'm literally excited. I'm like a kid on Christmas, and I think I'm getting to Indiana like 2 days before the show, just out of excitement, and just go check out. I want to go check out the racetrack and just go do some things. John Brown, aka Scoopy Loops, is out there. I want to see if I can go hang out and see him. So yeah, I'm gonna go do some stuff and have some fun and really enjoy that show. But I can't wait for that show.
Nice. Yeah, definitely recommend for anyone who has like a local community to, even if it's just 4 or 5 people. We've done small meetups where we'll just go to lunch with 5 of us. And it's just so good to get to meet people that you interact with online, whether it's at like a big show like this or these small meetups. It's great time.
Well, Fred and I are going to be best friends because I'm 30 minutes. I'm actually 45-ish. I'm outside of Allentown, Fred, so I kind of lied. Our friendship's off to a rocky start. I'm sorry.
Breakfast is off. No breakfast for you.
It's over. I just lost my bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yep.
So it looks like most of your. No, go ahead.
Go ahead, Tim. I literally have nothing important to say. I'm just rambling.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like most of your fixed blades are like pocket fixed blade size. You have any plans to do like any kind of massive freaking bushcraft chopping beast or anything like that? Have you even thought about it?
No, just because that's not my style, and there's tons of people that make those great bushcrafty knives, and I don't want to. I want to stay in my lane. I like a smaller knife. I like it to fit in the pocket and not, like you said, you see me, I have a minimalist to carry. I want my fixed blades to be minimal when I choose to carry one as well. So it's either a simple appendix carry on the belt, or ulti-clip in my pocket, super small, super tight right there where we want it, and just easy to conceal. Not because I'm trying to hide it, I just don't like cumbersome stuff. So no, the biggest knife I make will be a chef knife. I can probably guarantee that. I don't think I'll do anything bushcrafty. There's tons of dudes that do it so well. I'm gonna let them do it, and then I kind of just stay in my lane. And again, I always try to make more what I want, and it's just lucky that it's worked so far, and other people have liked what I wanted to make.
Do you guys have knife laws in Pennsylvania for like blade size, locking, all that kind of shit?
I don't think we do. And, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. I should probably check, but I'm not sure exactly what our laws are when it comes to. I know most of firearms laws more than the actual knife laws. So, but whenever purchasing, check with your local laws.
Yeah, and you can probably get away with a lot of it by saying you're a knife maker, though. Because I know ProTech is here, but autos are illegal, and you can usually get away by saying, I own a knife manufacturing company. I guess he had issues one time. We went down to do a ProTech tour actually back in December of last year, and he was telling us he had issues one time where there was one cop who wasn't willing to let it go, but once he went down to the station, the chief's like, "Oh, he's fine. He sells to all of our local guys, and let him go."
Life's all about who you know.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, when you go down there, actually, they have all of like the local police patches on their walls. They interact with so many of the different stations that come down and get knives from them for their department.
Yeah, I talked to one of the locals around me. I want to make him one of these once they're done for like a molly rig for his plate carrier. So I'm gonna do one of those for one of the locals soon.
Nice.
Well, not soon. When I get them.
Nice. Did you mention earlier you're doing the Kydex sheaths as well?
Yeah, I make my own Kydex sheaths. Yep. I make the sheaths as well.
Nice.
Make the sheaths. I do all my graphic design, minus a couple images I'm gonna have soon coming from Cody. I try to do as much as I can myself, which is tiring, and eventually I know I'll get burnt out, but I'm doing pretty good right now.
Right. Yeah, you do a lot of like Ranger Eye stuff too. Any new Ranger Eyes in the works?
Not anytime soon. I kind of noticed a downfall with the RE world for my designs and stuff. I'm not saying they're not doing well, because there's tons of people that are doing great with the Ranger's Eyes and the patches. It's just like those really helped me during the pandemic when I first started, where like a patch drop would then buy the next round of keystones. So it helped out helped out a lot in the beginning, but like the last patch drop I didn't do horribly, but it didn't do as good as I did, and I took it personally because I really liked the designs, which I know I shouldn't have. But like I'm kind of like taking a little back seat on the patches. I want to kind of make them less, just so they're a little bit more fun now. And I don't know, take polls to see what people want. I don't want to do pop culture stuff. I just like making my own like graphic design art and works like that.
Right.
So we'll see. Like I said, like I'll figure it out. But for the foreseeable future, not anytime soon.
Yeah.
Check with me tomorrow. I'll probably have 10 patch ideas. And I'm like,
right.
Never mind, I'm doing 10 different ones.
Now that it's on the top of your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know for me, I got to the point, I got into patches to fill the space on my pouches and backpacks. I was never really into them until I'm like, I have all this extra hook and loop space. Let me get some patches. And then I just ran out of space to store them. I have this like 48 by 36 patch wall, and it's completely filled. And then now I have 3 of those notebooks that are completely filled onto the fourth one. That are onto the fourth one.
I have one of those full and like 10 patches full, but like It was crazy. Like during the pandemic, there was a new patch drop every other day at one point. Like everyone was just throwing out these heater patches, and like every day there was just a little bubble mailer in my mailbox. I'm like, it's not buying so many patches.
We need like a hook and loop jacket or shirt or something that you can just cover with freaking patches. Just
should do like, you know what I mean? It should be a vest, and then you have different like.
There you go.
Fix blade holders as well. Well, you guys do that. I can't design anything else.
I can't do that.
There you go. Yeah, it's gotten to the point for me where I really stopped collecting the type of patches that I used to collect. Now I'm really only buying from people that I know. Like if I see a patch drop, want to support them, I'll buy those. But I just don't have the space to keep collecting them so much.
Which makes sense, because I literally just bought patches on Friday from Cap Tools, who's another Florida boy, and like I've been talking to him since day one. So like again, like he did a drop, I'm like scored him, and like then I just sent him the message like got him.
Yeah, it's a just easy way to support makers in the community that and support. But outside of that, I just don't have enough room to collect them anymore. And I know so many people in the industry now too, where they're making cool stuff, so I don't feel like I'm missing out.
And so that hit of dopamine we all love to get when we get that new package, that little Christmas. It's Christmas in your mailbox when you get home.
Exactly.
Jesse thinks I should just attach patches to my beard. He's always on the show, and he's always going on and on and on about my beard. The truth is,
how far does it go down? Oh, that's good. I just took mine off, so I'm jealous.
Well, Jesse's jealous and envious too, because he can only grow like that 8th grade.
Oh no, Jesse struck you down. He heard you about to make fun of his beard game, and he struck you down.
That sounds like the shit talking was about to stop, and then it's just like, nope.
Yeah, exactly. Funny story about Jesse. He messaged me yesterday on Discord saying, are you guys going live? What's going on? He got the day wrong, and he was just waiting, thinking we were like an hour late to do the live, but it was actually on Monday instead of Tuesday.
Is Discord still around?
It is. Yeah. It is. I think it's gone down a little bit because didn't they sell to maybe Amazon or someone? But it's still around.
I'm the worst at technology, and Tom gives me crap all the time. How much of an old man? Like my notes for the show are written down on a piece of tracing paper. Where Tom's like, dude, there's notes in your phone. Just write your notes there. I'm like, I can't. I have to do pen and paper. I'm an old man. I'm grumpy. I hate technology. Yeah. So like when Discord came out, everyone's like, do a Discord. I'm like, I can't do any more. I can't do any more apps, guys. I'm sorry. I tried. Like I just can't take it on.
Yeah, I got into it a little bit when I was doing a lot more gaming, but since I started doing YouTube, I just haven't had time, because the time that I would normally be gaming, I was recording YouTube videos, so just don't really play anymore.
Tetris Extreme? You know about
that? I think I've heard of that.
My Game of the Year, yeah, my buddy was talking about that. There's like crazy colors on the screen, and it's like crazy Tetris. So like,
yeah,
I'm about to go down that rabbit hole real soon. I miss Tetris.
Yeah, it's like ultra dimensional looking with outlines and bright colors, like old arcade floor colors.
Crazy Tron-like action and stuff like that. Like I failed out of community college because my Kyocera slider had Tetris on it.
Right.
So that's also going to date my age right now in technology, and like how I've watched it change so much that I had a Kyocera slider.
Right.
It was prepay too.
Some of the old games, though, the world records for those are still being broken. I think with the original Tetris, there's like a line break that glitches the game that allows you to get past a certain point. That's still being records broken every few months.
Bring me back some Excite Bike. That's what I want.
Excite Bike's good.
Yeah.
There's I forget the name of it. There's this motorcycle game I was really digging a few years ago, but it was basically left to right scroll, so it wasn't open world type racing, and you were going over obstacles. You had to wheelie, jump off on the wheelie, land on your front wheel.
Basically like Excite Bike then.
Yeah, just a lot more complex courses.
Yeah, so Excite Bike was just basically, this was it. You're on a motorcycle, and you gave it too much gas, you'd overheat, and it'd pull over to the side, and you have to it'd slow down until it cooled down, and then if you would crash, you'd come off to the side and run over on your bike. And you just like jump in pyramids and stuff like that.
Yep.
In my defense, cannabis is legal here.
And apparently very tasty.
What state? I don't know. Where's Jesse from?
That's a good question, actually.
I don't know. Illinois.
Illinois. That sounds right. Illinois sounds right.
Like recreational, like 30-something. I think it just went recreational in Ohio. They just had their first sale today, I think.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, we've been legal here for a while. We even have like restaurants and stuff that cook it in Hollywood.
I've seen that on the internet. I've seen the videos where they cook it in and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've heard stories about that kind of thing.
No, that caused the biggest panic attack for me.
Yeah, that's funny.
God,
but we're closing in on time. We got about 10 minutes left. Is there anything specific you wanted to promote coming on? Anything new coming out soon? People should be aware of. I know you just did the drop on the Keystone. Probably should have timed it with you.
Dude, like I always constantly apologizing because I always miss messages and I always mess up emails and I never respond in a timely manner. And same with you, like we should have timed this better. I never started making things because I'm good at planning things or emails or text messages. So it's okay. I'm not mad we didn't promote it right. Like I try my hardest to be good at social media and answering messages, but it really is a struggle sometimes. Like I said, yeah, I don't really have anything to promote. I mean, I got the Maker Syndicate, the Lehigh show, and Nashville coming up. I'll be posting those dates. The new fixed blade is the District. The first time I'm saying the name, I'm pretty sure out loud to anyone. So this is the fixed blade. I have a pretty different style of marketing I'm going to do for introducing this knife. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to start working on that really soon. And people will see that once I start rolling out. So I think that might change the game a little bit, the way I market this. So I'm excited to do that. And
hold on. Now I'm interested. You got to tell us more. You got to give us a little something. Is it social media? Yes, no?
If you paid attention to this, what is that?
That was my dog.
Sure.
If you paid attention to the pod, you'd have an idea what it's going to be. I didn't say it yet, but the clues were all there. But yeah, that's all I'm going to give you. A, because I don't want someone to steal the idea. B, because I'm really excited and horrible with secrets, but I'm going to keep this a secret. And then all of a sudden stuff's going to start popping up and people are like, oh. So
awesome. Can't wait to see it.
I like you boys, but you gotta wait.
It was worth a shot. It was worth a shot. I had to take a swing at it.
I'm not reinventing the wheel. So that's all I can say.
I'm looking forward to seeing what's up with it.
And then while we're here, I'm gonna. Oh, go ahead.
I'm just trying to have some fun. That's all it is. Like just trying to have fun. That's all it is. But what were you gonna say, Jake?
I was gonna say I'm gonna fan the flames a little bit before we let you go, though. Since you're in Pennsylvania, I'm sure you love The Office, right?
It's a pleasure talking to you, boys. How do I hang this up? No, I hate The Office. I absolutely hate The Office. I'm sorry. I know I'm gonna lose some sales. I can't pander. I'm not gonna lie. I can't stand The Office. I've tried, and I can't do it. Now, the flip side is I love Parks and Rec.
Yeah, I love Parks and Rec. I actually like both of them a lot. My wife does not like Parks and Rec at all, but love The Office. And so exact opposite.
I don't like season 1 and season 2. I don't like of Parks and Rec. And you want to know why?
What?
The person that wrote season 1 and 2 is one of the writers from The Office.
Really?
Mike Jones.
Interesting.
So that's why a lot of people don't like the first 2 seasons of Parks and Rec is because it's the same people that don't care for The Office. I respect the show. I get it. It also wasn't really filmed in Scranton at all. I've been to Scranton. It is not a fun town. But yeah, no, I don't like The Office. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everyone that's gonna badmouth me and drag my name through the coals for not liking The Office, but I'm not gonna lie or pander.
Awesome.
Any other drama you wanna talk about? Anything else you want to stir up?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What did I miss out on that we could stir up here?
I think The Office is number one that people like to buzz.
That's your biggest.
The Don't talk shit about Parks and Rec. I'm not.
Yeah, he's a big fan.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you know what?
I think you misunderstood what I said. I said all your bacon. Go. That's the
You know what? My big guilty pleasure one is Community.
I've never watched that. I heard it was good though.
It's off and on, but their good episodes are just incredible. There's some slow episodes, but when they get to those certain episodes, they're just like better than any other show to me.
Parks and Rec got me. Not Parks and Rec. Gee, How I Met Your Mother. That one I watched that like 50 times.
I just finished rewatching that one.
Yeah, that and Trailer Park Boys. That was another guilty pleasure back in the day.
Nice. All right. Well, I think we're rounding up unless we see any questions in the chat. But appreciate you coming on. We'll stick around a few minutes after. But thanks again. And make sure to check him out on Instagram. Sign up for his newsletter. Facebook group is a good place as well to get in on drops.
That's what I wanted to talk about. Be sure to join the Facebook group because I've been doing a thing. I literally just started last week. I made challenge coins for the group. So they'll never be for sale. Lasering them, engraving them in my shop. Antiquing them and then tumbling them, but it's going to be a thing that's basically only for the group through contests or like, hey guys, I'll be at Maker Syndicate. First 3 people from the group to find me get a coin. And then after I kind of distribute a few out, I'm going to start doing like lottos for coin holders only, or this so-and-so's dropping, people holding a coin get first dibs on this. So I'm just trying to make it a little more fun, just because Instagram and stuff like that's been really throttling all of our posts with us being knife makers and hating what this do. So like a lot of people say, this is borrowed land. We don't own any of this. So the little piece I have on Facebook, I'm trying to make it just a little bit more fun because I've been neglectful with Facebook just because like I've issues always running 2 social media things, but like really like digging in and going, okay, I need to focus more on this group. Have a little bit more fun with it because they could pull the rug out from us at any point. So why not have as much fun as we can and just kind of give back and just have fun. So definitely join the group. Definitely sign up for the newsletter and follow at OEG EDC on Instagram.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone. Huge shout out to Illuminati Ninja who's been holding it down for mod today. Make sure to go follow him. Check out his merch, Twisted System merch, all the good stuff. And thanks again. Go for it.
Speaking of Illuminati Ninja merch, I need to shout out Blue. He made a cool sticker for me. So thank you so much for that, Illuminati Ninja. And thanks everybody else for joining us. And thank you, Eddie, for being here, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, boys. I appreciate you, boys. I look forward to chatting a little bit more with you guys.
Yeah,
for sure. Night, everyone.
All right.